Okay. Hi, this is Cassie Homan, and I'm here interviewing Shannon Rogers about technology and adult education. So Shannon works for K-State Research and Extension as well, and she is our social media manager.
Yes, yay.
So Shannon, how do you incorporate new technologies to help educate adults?
Well, I just love how, in particular, we use social media and we use a lot of video in Post Rock District. And the thing that excites me about that is it kind of ties into my life a long time ago when I was working on master's thesis that was on documentary filmmaking, and it was on Ken Burns' documentary baseball. And one of the things that I really love about Ken Burns is like the Ken Burns effect and everything. All of that comes from the fact that he used archival photographs and really good narration, like each character from a letter or a historical figure was assigned a unique actor as the voice. And just the way he would pan or move in on the photograph gave it a life. And that was one of his big goals when he was doing the documentary, was to take something that was the past and make people, like a still photograph, and make people feel like they're living in that moment. And that kind of ties into, I think, the way video now works. What you can do is, people are so busy, people are overcommitted. Usually if people have one job, they have two jobs, they have family.
Yeah.
There's a lot of obligations, there's just a lot of time demands, and it can be difficult for particularly adult learners to be able to go to a class. But what video can do is really bring the classroom to the individual,
Right.
and help them to sort of live that experience and bring learning to life for them. And that's what I find really exciting about working with all you guys. I work with amazing people at Post Rock District, is that you guys, what you do is incredible. And so just helping to maybe spread it to a different audience, somebody who can't go to a workshop because they have a job or because their kids are too small and they can't get babysitting, but be able to bring what you're teaching in those workshops. That's great for the people who can go to that, but we try to also share that outside in interesting ways to engage people. In social media, the Facebook, Instagram is a way that we can do that, and maybe bring that, what you guys have to offer to the community, to life for more people. And so
Yeah,
that's what I love
great.
to do.
Yeah, awesome. And sometimes people are more comfortable watching a video in their home rather than coming out to a program. So awesome. So sounds like you've found it very successful to do these videos and social media. Has there been any big successes or any failures with the social media projects?
Well, there have been failures, yeah. Sometimes what you think is going to work doesn't. Sometimes there's unexpected successes, but I think in general, just telling authentic stories connects with people, and just having very relevant content to what matters in people's lives. I think that's when you really have the success.
Have you found any resistance towards technologies?
Yeah, I do think that there can be, especially with generations more maybe in my age, there can be a hesitancy about embracing technology, because I think people can think that there's a lot of negativity with it, or that it can be impersonal. I just think that, like, what I try to tell people is, like, the amazing opportunities that are opened up there, that I don't believe it replaces anything. I think it's just an additional opportunity. And when I think, circling back to when I was working in college and working on, about Ken Burns and studying about Ken Burns and how he makes documentaries, I never imagined at that point that, like today, I can go on my cell phone and I can watch a masterclass that's Ken Burns.
Wow.
And it's videos of Ken Burns talking about all of these things. So it's just like there's an amazing world of opportunity to learn all kinds of incredible things that just in my lifetime has opened up. And I think it's exciting to think about, what's the next thing, because we've had so many changes and technology has done so much for us and brought information and knowledge so much closer to us. And I just, I think could be, what is the next thing? Is it like augmented reality on these things where you can bring in, like, you as a horticulturist, could somebody pull up, like a cedar tree and cedar apple rust on it and be able to place it there and like look at it and have your information there beside it, and maybe they can click on a video where you talk about it. I mean, it's just, I think that things will happen fast. There's just a lot of different opportunities there. But I think that what's important, what I would encourage people is that to just look at the positives of what the new technologies can bring and how much opportunity there is. It's not a replacement of anything. It's not a replacement for human contact, but it is an opportunity to add depth to learning and to be able to access learning. Because without like video, there would be no way I would have access to Ken Burns one-on-one. I could never afford. I live in a rural community, so it's just not even possible for me to like go take a seminar with Ken Burns, but I can through technology.
That's awesome. Get
that that one-on-one learning with Ken Burns, and I think it's incredible what technology can do. So
yeah. So Shannon, how well have you found this new technology to integrate into like in a classroom setting for adults?
Well, I think that new technologies can become the classroom. Even our Facebook page can be workshops for people that they can access. But I think can also be, it doesn't have to just be that way. I think that it can also be very supplemental to classrooms, because you can add so much, like talking about Ken Burns wanting people to live inside the photographs, live inside the history. Through videos, you can bring the world to people wherever they are, so that they can see it, they can hear it. So you could learn in a history class, you would not just be reading about or just seeing still photographs, even though that's great. You could have with that video to go with it that could show the place, could be tours of it and that kind of thing. So I just think it brings the world to the classroom.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much.